Ben Shapiro is back to doing what he believes he does best, debating college kids and destroying them with facts and logic.
I'm a mathematician and a physicist here, a double major, and I also just won the most prestigious award in the country to pursue research at any institution I want, the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. So I think I'm pretty, qualified to say that most of what you're saying is based on like old data. But my question to you, and so I want you all to realize that.
Last month, but sure.
For example, gender identity disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk about...
I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is a term that I use throughout the speech, not gender identity disorder.
You sound like a bozo, bro. And you get no pussy, and you can't even make your wife wet, bro, so what's good?
So, let me just say, the nice thing about having several small children, I don't feel the necessity to have my masculinity
challenged. If we're using a
by
Western
like
colonial idea of gender, then why should it apply? If we're using, because the gender binary is a Western colonialist framework of gender.
You're right. Men and women don't exist in any other culture.
No. Think about Native American.
Nailed it.
Third gender people. I'm not saying that. Third gender people exist in Native American societies, Western African societies, like Southern Native American societies, like Mexico. So in other places that are not white dominated,
and
like the United
incorrect.
States or Europe, and so you're
I'm
saying white, so non-white
incorrect.
people. I'm a mathematician and a physicist. You cannot tell me.
So I have a question.
And also, you're not a biologist.
So I have a question.
I'm 20.
As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the hell do you know about human biology?
And you got your law degree from Harvard. What do you know about biology?
Okay, then. So I didn't really see all that much destruction with facts and logic. Okay. So here's the thing. That was actually fun to watch because I love when people bring up the DAP, the dry ass P word. That, of course, is a reference to Ben Shapiro being very, very confused at what a wet ass P word is. He just did not understand the entire, it couldn't wrap his head around the idea of a wet vagina. Okay, female anatomy. Couldn't understand it, couldn't get it. Very, very difficult concept, Ben, I know. So now, here's the thing. Obviously, everybody's very, very upset at this kid for doing what he did. That's not considered debate. He lost that debate. It's not, what debate? He's a college kid. He's not a debater. Ben Shapiro literally does this for a living. And by the way, not just goes to college, and challenges rando college kids to debates, which apparently it's very, very easy to so-called be a rando college kid at a debate. He does all these talking points for a living. And so, by the way, let me figure out how to phrase this, right? So now, none of this has anything to do with whether or not Ben Shapiro is correct. Spoiler alert, he's incorrect. He's not right. What this has to do is what they consider to be debate. Okay? So now, there's debate tactics, there's debate skill, etc. Ben Shapiro knows all those tricks. He knows the debate style. He knows the debate tricks. He knows the Gish Gallops and, structures his debate tactics and debate style in speaking very, very fast. And so he knows all those rules. College kids don't know how to debate. And so what happens is that Ben Shapiro goes in here with his particular style, right? And it basically frustrates regular people. Because it's like, dude, first of all, you're speaking really fast. You're throwing a bunch of nonsense at me. And so I'm going to get frustrated and basically call you out on your dry ass P word. So now, that's the thing. If you use ad hominems, which this kid did, right? In the debate world, that is considered to be the last resort of somebody who's losing. Now, that whole exchange really illustrates why Ben Shapiro is relevant in the first place. See, he has figured out the secret sauce of being a so-called right-wing debate leader, right? And I say so-called because in the grand scheme of things, none of this matters at all. But okay, let's break it down. So let's start by pointing out two things. The right only cares about two different things, the culture war and owning the libs. Ben Shapiro did the one thing that is guaranteed to get him an audience, which is to debate people who don't know debate rules, who don't know debate tactics, and who cannot counter those tactics. And so he also speaks with just a high degree of confidence that people who are the uninitiated will listen to him and be like, oh, that must be right. Well, obviously, he's speaking with very, very much confidence, and he's speaking very fast. Obviously, he must be correct. And then when people get frustrated with arguing with somebody who's essentially a brick wall, Ben clips them out, or people on the right clip them out and spread it around to their debate bro circles and claim that, oh, look, Ben Shapiro destroyed a kid with facts and logic in a debate. And so they surmise from that the left cannot identify, or I'm sorry, they cannot defend their ideas. And so that's it. Now, obviously, the left can defend its ideas. And so when you actually go up against a skilled debater, when Ben Shapiro goes against a skilled debater, he gets shredded because he has no ideas. And so let me give you an example here. There's a debate with Anna Kasparian. Now, he kept trying to bring it back to the culture war issues, right? Anna kept trying to put the conversation on substantive issues like climate, employment, jobs, things like that, working conditions. So now, when you bring up substantive issues, Ben Shapiro can't use his usual tricks. The right-wing position is the fact that they don't have substance. It just doesn't exist. Their policies overwhelmingly support wealthy people and corporations, the very elites that they claim to be against. And what they're doing is they constantly contradict their own alleged beliefs. We're very, very pro-life. We should stop killing babies. Again, that's an emotional appeal, right? Because everybody loves babies and wants to protect children, right? And again, that's goes to what they're currently doing now is pedo jacketing everybody. So, oh, you're a pedophile, you're a predator, you kill babies, you hate children. Look at this person, he hates children. Or look at this predator online. Don't you hate this person? Any real person would hate a predator because they go after children. It's all emotion based. It's all emotions. And they all talk about how facts don't care about your feelings. They do a lot of feelings, and they rely on a lot of feelings. There's so many feelings going on. But we're pro healthcare, or we're pro life, we're pro all that stuff, but we don't actually support universal healthcare. Tens of thousands of people die every year because they don't have healthcare. They just don't. Why don't we actually, get people healthcare? Nope, can't do that. Nope. You got to work for that. Hey, we're very pro working class. So, oh, really? What are you doing for the working class? We're cutting taxes for corporations. Which does what? It just makes corporations and rich people richer. Again, they're against unions, they're against higher wages. They're also against welfare programs, except from when that welfare goes to the rich. They love corporate welfare, and generally there are some organizations, conservative organizations like Cato Institute, that have pointed out, oh, we give a lot of corporate welfare. But when it comes to the context of fossil fuels, oil and gas, and corporations they agree with, generally they don't tend to bring that up. They only bring it up in the context of what corporation bad now. That's what it is. And by the way, corporate welfare overshadows all other types of welfare. But we're pro-family. We're pro-family, except we're going to break up families with transgender kids. We're going to have, in Texas, investigators come to your house because you might actually be treating your transgender child well. You might actually be a good parent. We can't have that because we don't agree with that. We're going to break up families. We're going to not allow gay parents to adopt, even though we have an adoption crisis where there are, kids out there looking for good homes, good families, and gay people wanting to adopt a child. Nope, can't have that. Nope. We're very, very pro-family. Just only if they meet the strict definition of what we consider to be a family. We're pro-motherhood, except that we're not going to have any sort of paid leave for mothers. We're going to basically rip the baby out of your arms and send you back to the mines. Send you right back to work. That's what we're going to do. No paid leave, no vacation, nothing like that. Get back to work. Work your ass off. And by the way, we're not going to pay you enough to where a parent can actually stay home with their child. Can't do that either. But we're so very pro-family. They contradict themselves in every case, every single case. They don't even believe in freedom, not actual freedom. And by the way, they constantly strawman the left when it comes to many, many issues. One example is abortion. Oh, you know what the left wants? They want abortion on demand. All the way up to the moment of birth. No, not at all true. I've explained that many times before, how that is just simply inaccurate. All of their arguments are very simple, though. They're nuance-free, they're easily digestible, and they are based on simple emotional responses. Anger being one of them. Fear and disgust. Huge emotions that they peddle on the right wing. They don't like trans people because they're disgusted by them. Or maybe, alternatively, they fear that they might be attracted to a transgender person and then ostracized by their communities or from their communities. That's it. They're afraid and they're disgusted by them. And so they want to deny them human rights. Trans people don't harm anyone. There was no ownage here, okay? Look, what I saw was somebody who is supposedly a skilled debater just trying to get some cheap video content for himself and his channel. That's really all it is. And look, no real winner here in actually engaging with Ben Shapiro's bad faith discussions. Really, there really is no winner, okay? Now, maybe this kid knew that and was like, you know what, I'm going to have my own viral moment off Ben Shapiro. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I do agree that Ben Shapiro, absolute bozo, he cannot debate real issues with real skilled people. So he's going to try to pick on college kids. It's just gross. It's so gross. That doesn't prove that Ben Shapiro was smart or right. And so I think the best way to deal with Ben Shapiro is to not engage with him unless you have these debate skills. Otherwise, and if you're not familiar with the debate tactics that he will use, and you're ready to counter those tactics to really embarrass him. If you're not prepared for that, then I would suggest staying away, because at the end of the day, I think you only help him with his own crowd. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I'd rather not do anything to help him. Put him up against a real debater. Then we'll see who owns who.